Hey Siri, how many days until February 21st?
It's 49 days until then.
49 days until the first game of spring training. What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another Major League Baseball MLB recap. We got to keep it short because I know your attention spans aren't very long. Just like mine, I click off videos if people start going on tangents. What? I'm not... That's a tangent. Let me just... Okay, shut up. But like I was saying, we are a month and a half away from the first game of spring training, and there's still so much that we have to uncover before the games start. Where is Bryce Harper going to go? Where is Manny Machado going to go? Who are they going to sign with? There's so many questions that I've left unanswered, but the big thing today that we have to talk about is David Robertson, the free agent. He was with the New York Yankees, so he started with the Yankees, then he went to the White Sox, then he went back to the Yankees, and now he's going to the Phillies on a 2-year, $23 million deal, so we're going to talk about that in just a second. Real quick, I do want to provide some information on today's date. That's one thing. I like fun facts from Fuzzy. That might be a little series that we have going forward, is fun facts from Fuzzy. So on today's date in 1920, way back when, the New York Yankees acquired a young pitching star from the Boston Red Sox. His name was George Herman Ruth. I don't think he was anything that special, but I just want to let you guys know that's a little fun fact. So in 1920, they acquired some guy named George Ruth. So yeah, there's that. So guys, what we're going to do right now is we are going to delve into the stats of David Robertson. Another thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about all of the other relief pitchers that are still on the free agency market, because there's a ton. There's a lot of guys that if you sign them, that is going to be a huge difference maker both in the regular season and in the postseason. So we're going to talk about David Robertson, Zach Britton, Adam Ottavino, and then last but not least, I would say is the most accomplished of all the ones that we talked about, Craig Kimbrel.
Jammed it, bounced to shortstop. Gregorius for one. A swing and a miss. Got him swinging. So here's the 2-2. Excuse me, swinging a comebacker that will get Robertson out of the inning.
So obviously we saw that the Phillies get a really good relief pitcher to pair with Sir Anthony Dominguez. If you guys don't know who Sir Anthony Dominguez is, he throws about 175 miles an hour. The dude is amazing. He has an amazing strikeouts per nine. I think he had 14 strikeouts per nine last year in 2018. So he is lights out when he is on his game. He's a little bit wild, but you know, that's what happens when you get a guy that throws 104. But if we look at David Robertson's stats, so what we're going to start with is his age 23 season with the Yankees. So in his first season with the Yankees in 2008, so he's been in the league for quite some time. You know, he started off 4-0, but that doesn't really count if you're a relief pitcher, because you can win some games, you can lose some games. No one cares about wins and losses. But he had a 5.34 ERA to start his career, but then he worked on it because luckily he had Mariano Rivera in his bullpen, so he could learn how to throw some pitches. So he had a 3.3, a 3.82, and then in 2011, his lone All-Star season. I thought that he had a lot more All-Star appearances under his belt, but he had a 1.08 ERA, followed by a 2.67 in 2017, a 2.04, a 3.08, and at that point we know that he is one of the best relief pitchers in Major League Baseball. So what did the White Sox do? They were trying to get a pretty good bullpen going because they're trying to compete with the Twins, the Indians, the Tigers, anyone else in the AL Central, and at this time I think the Royals were pretty good, but then he had a 3.41 ERA in 2015, 3.47, so he was not that great with the White Sox. I would say he's about average. But then in 2017, he started with the 2.7 with the Chicago White Sox, and then obviously he was traded to the New York Yankees right around the All-Star break, where he went 5-0 with a 1.03 ERA. So he is no joke. David Robertson can get the job done. In 2018, he had a little bit of a weird season, so he only had 5 saves, so he was not the Yankees closer, but he had a 3.23 ERA. The thing that you have to look at most when it comes to relief pitchers is what is their strikeouts per nine and what is their walks per nine, because I feel like that indicates either they're on a decline or they're inclining. Is that how you say it? They're regressing or progressing. I'll just say that. 12.2, a 10.8, a 12.9. So he averages about a 12.5 strikeouts per nine, and last year he had an 11.8 strikeouts per nine, which is down. So we'll see if David Robertson can bounce back. He is projected to have a 6-3 record. Again, that doesn't really matter that much, but a 3.36 ERA with a 10.5 strikeouts per nine. Again, that is lower than last year where he had 11.8. So if David Robertson cannot walk people, and if he can keep up about 11.5 to 12 strikeouts per nine, I think David Robertson's going to have about a 2.85 ERA with close to 35 to 40 saves. I think that's an amazing signing. And actually, the contract, 2 years for $23 million, not bad. So the next player on our free agent list in terms of relief pitchers is going to be Zach Britton. Zach Britton, when he was with the Orioles, my gosh, you did not want to face this guy. As a relief pitcher, he has an 11.7 WAR, which is actually pretty incredible. So we can see when he first started his career, just like David Robertson, he was not great. 4.61, 5.07, 4.95. But then in 2014, things started to click. He had a 1.65 ERA, ERA. In 2015, he was an all-star with a 1.92 ERA with 36 saves. And then in 2016, he had one of the greatest seasons of all time for a relief pitcher. Like 2016, Zach Britton, and then 2018, Blake Trinan were some of the best pitchers that I've ever seen in my entire life. He went 2-1 with a .54 ERA, a .54 ERA with 47 saves and a 9.9 strikeouts per nine. So as we can see in the next couple of years, it dipped down to a 7 strikeouts per nine, 7.5, 7.5, and then actually in 2018 it was a 7.5 altogether. So he's got a 4.6 walks per nine as well. So yeah, he's kind of dipped off. His velocity is not as good. He's walking more people. So this one's going to be something that we do have to tread lightly with. He is also 31 years old, but the team that is going for him the hardest is actually the Yankees, because the Phillies, they just got David Robertson, which is what the Yankees were going for. Now their options are a whole lot smaller because they can go with Zach Britton, they can go with the next player that we're going to talk about, Ottavino, or they could go with kind of like the crown jewel of relief pitchers, Craig Kimbrel, but we'll talk about all those guys in a few seconds, so stick around. So what do you guys think? Your favorite team, let's say that you were an Orioles fan, if you're an Indians fan, a Padres fan, a Yankees fan, a Red Sox fan, would you want your team to sign Zach Britton? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know the contract, how many years you would give, and the money that you would give. If I'm talking Zach Britton, the fact that he's 31 years old, and he had a 3.45 ERA with the Orioles last year, but then he had a 2.88 in the second half of the Yankees, so he had a 3.1 ERA, I'd probably give him a 2-year deal worth 17 to 20 million. That would be my best guess, because the Indians, we need relief pitchers, so if I was going to be a GM, that's what I would give him. Moving on over to Adam Ottavino. The reason why I wanted to bring up that fun fact with Fuzzy in the beginning half of this video when he talked about Babe Ruth is because Adam Ottavino said that he could strike out the great Bambino Babe Ruth. So if he's going to talk that much crap, let's see how good this guy is. So in 2010, his first season, 8.46 ERA. So he was with the Cardinals. He didn't play in 2011. Then his first year with the Rockies, he had a 4.56. So again, not that great. But the thing that we have to pay attention to most, the one that I'm just going to fast forward to, is 2018. He had a 2.43 ERA playing at Coors Field. That is insane. And also, he had a 4.2 walks per nine, which honestly, the relief pitching stats are kind of skewed because they don't pitch as many innings. So if they walk one guy, it's going to be inflated. But he had a 13 strikeouts per nine. And Adam Ottavino, honestly, I've used him in MLB The Show 18. He shuts down the best players in that game. And if you guys have never used him before, if you guys don't really understand how good this guy's slider is, I want to roll the clips because you guys are about to be dumbfounded. This slider, it's like he's throwing a pitch in outer space. It does what it wants. Check it out.
Corey Spangenberg, his first at bat, where he wanted to land him.
We forget that as players.
One.
Well, two. Strike three called. He got him. Got him. There's that nasty slider.
So we know that David Robertson is no longer an option. He had a 2-year deal worth $23 million with the Phillies. We know Zach Britton is still on the market. We have Adam Ottavino, Craig Kimbrel. We just talked about Adam Ottavino. What's really cool about Ottavino is the fact that he was drafted in the 30th round. He said, you know what, I'm not going to stick with that. He worked so hard. He was actually drafted in the first round by the St. Louis Cardinals. He didn't have a great start to his career, but this goes to show you that if you guys work hard, if you guys have a dream, follow, because Adam Ottavino, he is the American dream right now. He didn't start that great. He was drafted in the 30th round, then the first round, and then he had a breakout season in 2018 and is about to get paid. So yeah, guys, follow your dreams, work hard, don't give up. And who's the next player that we're going to talk about? I think it's Craig Kimbrel. Now, this might sound crazy to say, but Craig Kimbrel is currently on pace to be maybe a top 5, top 2, maybe the best closer of all time. Now, that might be blasphemy because you guys are probably Mariano Rivera fans out there. Trevor Hoffman, Lee Smith, all the other players that have been really good as a closer. But he has a 20.2 WAR, which is really good for a relief pitcher. We can see that in 2018, he had a 2.74 ERA, which is actually not that great for Craig Kimbrel. He had a 13.9 strikeouts per nine, which is better than Adam Ottavino, but that's still not as good as his other years in Boston or even Atlanta. In 2017, he had a 1.43 ERA with 35 saves and a 16.4 strikeouts per nine with only a 1.8 walks per nine. So Craig Kimbrel is the GOAT when it comes to closing games. Now, I do have to be frank with you guys. There are some moments where I'm watching Craig Kimbrel. It's almost like watching Cody Allen pitch. You know he's really good. He's filthy, but there are times where he just loses it. He gets the yips for one inning and just blows up. He implodes. So that's something that you have to take into consideration if you are going to sign Craig Kimbrel. But I mean, check out his stats with Atlanta. Oh my gosh. From 2011 to 2014, he was insane. Probably the most dominant stretch of relief pitching in baseball history, up there with Mariano Rivera, Lee Smith, all the other people that we talked about. In 2011, at 23 years old, he had a 2.1 ERA with 46 saves and a 14.8 strikeouts per nine. If that's not good enough, in 2012, he had a 1.01 ERA with 42 saves, and in 60 62.2 innings pitched. He had 116 strikeouts with the 16.7 strikeouts per 9 to go along with the 2.0 walks per 9. So Craig Kimbrel, when he's on his game, he is legit, and he's 30 years old. So yes, he is getting up there in age, but I mean, when you have 46 saves, 42, 50, 47, 39, 31, 35, 42, I know he was looking for a 7-year deal, but you're never going to get that. But Craig Kimbrel has worked his way to becoming one of the best relief pitchers that this game has ever seen, and I would say if I was going to give him a contract, I'd probably give him a 3-year, $35 million, and I would keep it at that. 3 years, let's see what you have left in the tank in terms of velocity, control, all that different stuff, and then call it a day. If you are really good, we'll give you another contract or at least extend it, but that's my opinion. So guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. I really wanted to go in depth in terms of the available relief pitchers, because relief pitching and bullpen is one of the things that a lot of people let go to the wayside, and then when it comes postseason time, it implodes. You're up by 5 runs, and then the bullpen just, you know, they do what they do. They give up 7 runs and you lose the game by 2. So you have to have a great bullpen going into the postseason. Just like the Red Sox show with Joe Kelly and even Nathan Eovaldi when he came in for relief, bullpen pitching and relief pitching is absolutely vital to getting a World Series under your belt.